Hey there, Dr. Dallas Bragg here, recovery coach, and on this channel we are helping gay men break free from the crystal meth relapse cycle. So go ahead and subscribe if that interests you. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss my weekly videos. They go live every single Saturday. Men who have sex with men, I work with you one-on-one, and there's also a group option, to break free from the crystal meth relapse cycle while maintaining anonymity and without rehab in only 6 months. If you're interested in applying for my program, it's called Recovery Alchemy. The link will be in the video notes. Click there and you'll be walked through a few questions and schedule a call with me. So, before we begin though, I want you to know that this is a safe space, and whether you're currently undergoing harm reduction in recovery in some way, or you're supporting somebody who is, what I'm about to share might challenge you, but it could also transform your entire perspective, not only on recovery, but the world. So I want you to think back. Think back to the first time you used crystal meth. Think back to the person who introduced you to crystal meth. All of us know who he is, and I'll bet every detail of that moment is permanently etched into your memory. The room you were in, the sounds, the smells, the nervous energy in your stomach. I know my memory is, it was a Sunday afternoon that changed my life and my family's lives forever. You can hear that whole story, if you want, by listening to episode 2 of my podcast, The Aftermath. The link to it will be in the video notes as well. So for years, I tortured myself with the what ifs. What if I had said no that day? What if I hadn't been on Grindr that afternoon? What if I had sought help immediately? What if I had seen the warning signs? What if I knew what party meant? You can drive yourself crazy dwelling on what ifs. And don't forget that 99.9% of anxiety comes from ruminating on the past or worrying about the future. So I want you to set yourself free from that. But here's the truth that I discovered through my own recovery path. If it could have happened any other way, it would have. I want you to let that sink in and let that free you up from any ruminating patterns. This realization led me to something really unexpected, and that was forgiveness. Not just abstract forgiveness, but radical acceptance for what happened. Not just for the man who handed me that first pipe and shot glass of GHB, but for myself and for all of my life's events. Recently, he and I reconnected on social media, and he had an opportunity to apologize to me for what happened. And you know what? I told him, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the decisions we both made that day. Yes, you heard that. I am grateful for the man who introduced crystal meth to me, because if he hadn't introduced me to crystal meth, I wouldn't have burned my life to the ground. If I hadn't burned my life to the ground, I wouldn't have been forced to rebuild from scratch. And if I hadn't rebuilt from scratch, I wouldn't be where I am today. The most self-aware, healed, and spiritually expanded version of myself that I could ever have imagined. And this practice is what I call upgraded gratitude. It's gratitude that elevates and escalates your life to its full potential by understanding and accepting that every single thing and person is there for your good, your healing, and your growth. You just have to interpret life that way. You choose the narrative, you choose the meaning. If this resonates with you, I do work one-on-one with men to break free from the crystal meth cycle, yes, and facilitate a new way to practice gratitude and affirmations. You can apply for the waiting list, again, by clicking the link in the video notes if you're interested. Listen, life experience is both light and shadow, joy and sorrow, triumph and challenge. And while it's easy to feel grateful for the good times, the family gatherings, the professional success, the sunny days, the sobriety milestone. Finding gratitude in the moments of despair is what brings exponential growth and exponential power to gratitude. This is a major reframing shift in the very way you see the world and can set your life in a whole new direction. This is literally creating a new reality. So think about your last relapse, your lowest point, the moments you wished you could forget. These experiences, though they are painful, shape us in ways that pure joy never could. They are our greatest teachers. Now, this doesn't mean forcing positivity or bypassing the work or suppressing your pain. Instead, it's about recognizing that every experience contributes to who you are becoming. Every obstacle adds another layer to your character. Every disappointment develops your emotional intelligence. Every loss deepens your capacity for compassion, and every relapse adds deep, rich learning to your recovery journey about you and your addiction cycle. So when we embrace this perspective, traffic jams become moments for reflection, difficult conversations become opportunities for growth, the relapse experience becomes a stepping stone instead of a stumbling block. Your story, with all its twists and turns, trust me, I have them too, is exactly as it should be. And yes, even the darkest chapters have their purpose. In embracing this truth, we don't just survive anymore, we transform. Aren't you ready to transform your life to the next level? This isn't about quitting meth. It is about fulfilling your potential. It is about becoming the best and highest version of yourself you could possibly be. You're turning beauty from ashes, right? There's that phrase, beauty for ashes. Once you begin to practice gratitude in this way, it becomes an automatic and organic practice in real time. You don't have to retrospectively see it. As events unfold in your life, you will transform them right then and there into learning opportunities faster and find peace beyond understanding. I promise. So, it's time to make that gratitude journal over again. And I bet it's going to look and feel much different after this video. So I want you to take a moment right now to consider, what if everything that's happened in your life, even the parts you think you regret, has been preparing you for something greater? And isn't it time to embrace that something greater? If this resonates with you, I want you to tell me in the comments. I would love to interact with you. Thank you very much for your time. I am honored to bring this message to you, and we will see you next week.